Hello guys, welcome to Jboss EAP 7. My name is Veera. Today I'm going to cover this topic in EAP 7, Oracle XE Datasource configuration. Okay, so we are going to install this Oracle XE and the configuration data source we are going to do it in Jboss, and we are going to establish a connection between this Jboss and that Oracle, and we are going to insert some data in the Oracle database, and we are going to pull the records using this data source which is configured in the Jboss server. So that's going to show you now. So in this, let me first go with the installation path. So I have a RPM file, 64-bit Oracle XE. I downloaded. Okay. So just one, and this is RPM file. So I'm going to install this file. Okay, so to configure, so this indicates the statement just given it. So I'm going to show you the Jboss also in the same machine. So this Oracle XE also running with the same port 8080. Okay, so if it is running with a different one, let me change it. It's maybe, so it's nothing is running. Okay, so let me go with Oracle by default 8080. So my Jboss I will going to start with 8180 or something. Okay, so both are in the same port. Make sure both should be actually using the same ports 8080 HTTP. So I'm going to go with the default with the Oracle XE. So then I will change the Jboss HTTP port. Okay, so 1521, this is okay. Okay, and this password, let me give some password. Oracle, it started on boot, not required. So it is going to by default 8080. So my Jboss, let me go with my Jboss. So I have EAP 7 version 7.1 and bin. So this is my Jboss 7.1.0 I'm using. So I want to start my Jboss standalone.sh. So before starting this, so make sure we are installing this Oracle also is running on 8080 by default. So we have to change this Jboss. So okay, so port config. So what I have to do is standalone configuration. So in this I am going to choose this profile standalone.xml. Standalone.xml. So here we have a port offset. So by using this I will start the port Jboss with some other port. So bin directory standalone.sh. So -t Jboss socket binding port offset is equal to 100. So my Jboss is running on 8180, and my Oracle is starting on 8080. Okay, so when I try to start my Jboss, the simple profile standalone.xml profile. Okay, so here it is. So this port 8180. So HTTP is +100, as well as management 9990 is +100. So 10090. Okay, so we'll come back. So here the Oracle is successfully installation is completed. Okay, so I think it's running state fine. Okay, so what I need to do is, so it is going to be installed here. So where it's going to be installed, XE. Okay, so this is this is over here, bin directory. Okay, so let me go to this bin directory. So here is the configuration file Oracle. So Q01. So by default we're going to create this folder app Oracle product 11.2 and XE bin directory. So here we need to run this SQL plus. Okay, so this is configuration SQL plus. So when you run this, so again, so okay, so it is going to throw Oracle home is not set or something. So open this configuration file. This is a configuration file. Oracle XE is alright, fine. So just let me load this file. Okay, so SQL plus. Okay, cool. So system password, this which I have entered now, just while installing we given the same password, so that's what I given it. So so next I have some document over here, some steps. So let me create one user. Okay, so I'm going to create a user which is going to be password is as password. Okay, it's created successfully, and I'm going to give some which we created the user Jboss. Okay, so some grant permissions stuff to just Jboss servers. Okay, so we're just trying to give it, so any no errors next when you're trying to pull the records or something. So I'm trying to connect to this user Jboss and this password. Okay, it's connected. Okay, so which we created, now the user is Jboss and this is the password, and this I'm trying to connect with the same, and I'm given some permissions, grant permissions. Okay, now I'm trying to create this small table of employee. Okay, so table is created, and I'm trying to insert some data over here. Okay, so okay, so this record is inserted, the single record. Okay, so then the next step is I started a Jboss server. Okay, so EAP 7.10 bin directory. So let me connect to the CLI.sh, connect controller. So my Jboss is running over here, 3990. Connect 10.10.239. Controller is not available. Okay, so we are starting Jboss is plus 100. So make sure 10090. Okay, plus 100 we started, by default is 990. So we need to give plus 100. Okay, so cool. Okay, so now, okay, by default if you see this Jboss, so first I need to create the modules. Okay, so I'm trying to create the modules in Jboss. So here I have a so OJDBC 6 jar file, so under OPT. So this is my path OPT, I have this jar file. Okay, so here EAP 7.1.0. so inside the Jboss modules. Okay, so this is my Jboss and the modules. Okay, so here we have a system folder. So here I'm trying to create a particular folder structure, and I will copy this jar file into that folder, and I will follow the structure which is having similar structure of this Jboss module. So if you go with C here and this com, and here we have by default H2 database is available. So if you see this H2 database, okay, so the structure is, so it is going to create one folder H2, and the main, inside the main we have a jar file and this module.xml file. This is what we are trying to create, the same structure. So in this case, so we have a from the CLI I'm trying to execute this command. Okay, so this command it is trying to create this folder com Oracle under Jboss modules. Okay, so under Jboss modules, so here I have a under Jboss modules, it is trying to create a com Oracle folder, and I'm copying this jar file from OPD which is I have, and this is related to dependencies. So what it is trying to do it, so under modules it is trying to create a folder com Oracle, and it will going to copy this structure, and it will going to create module.xml, and I will going to copy similar like this OJDBC zip jar file which is there in under my /opt. Okay, so it will going to create the structure like a main folder automatically. Okay, so let's execute this. It's done. Okay, so here it's created com and Oracle. So it's created main, it's a structure and main. Okay, so it is copied my jar file, and if you open modules.xml, so this is a com Oracle is my folder, and this jar file the name, and this is the dependency which we provided over here. Okay, so that's all it is done. Modules. Okay, okay, standalone configuration, standalone.xml file. So here we have a data source subsystem is available. Scanners. So where it is. So here we have a example data source. It's a HO database by default. So now what I'm trying to do is, so similar to this, so I will going to first create this drivers. So this driver's name and module which we created com Oracle right now. So I need to create this driver as well as I need to create this data source. So two steps is required. So for this case I have this. Okay, so inside subsystem data source JDBC driver, so I'm trying to create this similar like this drivers. So now my driver name is Oracle and the module is com Oracle which we created the modules. I'm trying to load the class. Okay, that's what it indicates. Okay, so done. So let me reopen this. So here it is, we have added this driver name is Oracle and my path which we created where we kept our jar file com Oracle. Okay, and this is our standard class name which is related to this Oracle. And now I will going to create this Oracle data source. Okay, right now it is configured H2 database related data source. Now configure this. For this I will give this name. Okay, so here I'm going to add the data source. Name is Oracle TS, and this is a structure Jboss data source and Oracle TS, and driver name is Oracle. We have to point the same in the above. So we given this Oracle. So once I execute this, then we can understand clearly. So execute this, what it is done it. So if you see here exactly, so we created a data source JNDI Oracle DS. Okay, this is a structure, similar structure above we followed, and the pool name. Okay, you can give it, and this enabled by default. I am trying to enable it, and here this is Oracle its connection URL JDBC Oracle thin, and my host is of course we can change it in the command when we execute it. So this is my host where my Oracle is running. 1521 is the port XE, and driver Oracle. So it will going to point out here Oracle driver. Okay, driver name. So it will load these modules and jar file from this, and so actually what is the user and the password which we given in XE database. So my user is Jboss which we created, and so this is the password I given it in the Oracle XE file creation. So which we created. This is the step. So this is the steps Oracle user, and this is the password we need to provide here. Start. Okay, so I just modified explicitly. We can give it directly from here. Okay, I can, but I'm not given here. I just given it with the local host. Okay, just simply. So I modified from the XML level, so it will not reflect until we restart it. So whenever I'm trying to execute the CLI from here, it will automatically reflect okay into the server. We don't need to restart it. So if we see here, it's a bound this data source actually. So Jboss data source Oracle TS is true. So, but whereas I change some username and password stuff in this. Okay, so for that case I'm trying to restart it, but generally we don't need to restart when you're trying to exactly when you provide from the CLI. Okay, so let me start it. Of course we can reload it. Okay, from the CLI you can do the same thing from the CLI as well. Okay, the restart the stuff. Okay, so here we have a data source Oracle DS is loaded. So this is what stuff we can directly even copy paste this data source under exactly data source subsystem and the data source and the drivers. which we created the folders inside the Jboss modules. So we will load the jar files which are related to this Oracle. So that's all these two configurations we need to do it here. And so we started. So let me check the connection. So where my Jboss is running 239.10090 admin console. So admin password. So we need to create any user, okay, super user. So by using add user.sh. So then runtime, standalone, systems, data source. So here we have by default data source example DS, and which we created right now, Oracle DS. Okay, test the connection. So successfully created JDBC connection. So if we have any authentication username and password you have not written exactly, so it will not going to connect it. So at this moment it will going to throw exactly the errors in the log. Okay, by saying that we have to identify that right now. So I've given exactly the same details. So the connection should be successfully connected. Okay, done. So the now so for to make better interaction with the database, so I want to deploy some application to this Jboss server, and then to confirm this is working fine. For that case, I have a small program written. What it is going to do is, all over an example. So this is a very basic servlet program. So it is going to connect this data source which we created, Oracle DS. Okay, so see, this is the Oracle DS. This is my JNDA name. So this is the JNDA name I configured in my code, Oracle DS, and it is going to connect with okay, so this is my table which we created, employee. So this is the table employee which we created. So I'm going to select this records, and I'm trying to pull this okay, so ID and name. So I'm trying to display the records into the console Jboss log. Okay, so system.out.println. So that's all this program will going to do it. So make sure before running this program, so we need to add the Jboss build path. So I added my Oracle jar file and this my servlet jar file to work this program. Okay, so let me prepare this. I'm going to export this as a WAR file. Documents. So here, okay. So let me deploy this from my local. So this is the WAR file. Where I'm trying to deploy or deployments directly. Deployments. So just give the deployment. Okay, it's copied. Okay, so this is the all over Oracle XE. This is my WAR file, and this is my context. Okay, so when I run this, okay, it's trying to pull the records from the Oracle database. Okay, so let me execute this. So my Jboss is running over here, and 82180 is the HTTP port, and this is my project name, and this is my context name, Oracle XE. Okay, so when I run this, so if you see the record, okay, DB2 database is connected. Okay, so this is probably I hard coded, so which is the pin. Okay, so Oracle. Okay, select star from employee. So what happened? Select star from. So we have a record ID and name. Okay, so ID and a name. So this is all related to Oracle. Okay, so Oracle DS data source. Employee ID and name. So it is not executed. It's executed, trying to connect, but so Jboss. Okay, this is the log. information has been found. Okay, so 1 minute. So we deploy documents. So just delete this file. It's previously deployed. So let me copy again. Just copy that, and this is deployed. And run this. So okay, the no information has been found, but Oracle database is connected. Oracle data connection is failed. Oracle database is connected. It's connected. Statement is store from employee. Store from employee. This is what we have a record on this. Okay. ID name. Let me give ID name. Small letters. Let me check with. So nothing is able to find this. Okay. Small letters. This is column name. Based on the columns, I'm trying to pull this out. Okay, I'm just trying to delete this stuff again. Okay, so copy it. Okay, it's deployed. It's deployed Oracle XE, and Oracle XE is deployed. So whereas done. Okay, so just trying to pull this. Oracle database is connected. Then no information has been found. But we have our records in this, right? Okay, so let me insert one more record. So employee record. Okay, we have 2 records on this. Okay, commit completed. Yeah, probably this is causing the problem. Okay, so again I refresh. Okay, so this commit issue probably. Okay, so we have 2 records when you execute this. Okay, so let me execute again 3. Okay, this is the 3rd record. I'm trying to insert. Okay, so let me pull this out. Execute this. So when I execute this, so only 2 records. This is okay, Oracle related. So we need to, I think, commit this stuff. And again, if I execute, it should give 3 records. Done. Okay, so now 3 records. So okay, this is Oracle stuff. Okay, then we need to commit after every record, so that only it will get updated and we can get it the updated records. Okay, so now we are use this data source Oracle DS JNDI object. Using this JNDI object, so it is going to manage this connections pools over here. So minimum and maximum. Okay, so a lot of properties, other properties are available over here. Okay, this can be done by a lot of tuning over here in these steps. Okay, so this is the user which we created in the Oracle and password. We are trying to pull this using JNDI object. So this is how basic stuff using data source configuration Oracle and test the connection and the interaction with the database. This is a sample program which I'm doing. Okay, So that's all on this class. Okay, so we'll meet with some other videos like this. Thank you so much for watching once again. Thank you.